Welcome back, YouTube. I'm gonna do a do-it-yourself keel guard on my kayak today. I looked at YouTube, and that's where I got the idea from. And it looks simple enough on YouTube, but everything looks simple on YouTube until you get to doing it. But what's happened is I've had this kayak now and got it out a few times, and I've gotten a lot better about dragging it, and it's not bad at all. But what they have is they have this keel guard here on the back, and you can see it's taking a pretty good bit of abuse, not too bad. But up here you can see how it's kind of starting to gouge a little bit. So I'm gonna run a piece of Kydex over this, and I've gotten a lot better about putting it in and not dragging it, but you're still gonna drag it. There ain't no way over it. And up here in the front, it's got this little small keel guard, but you can see some scratches and stuff down here. And so I'm gonna put the keel guard right down along here. They should have made these keel guards, I don't know why they didn't, for a boat this pricey. They should have extended the keel guard, you know, on down here, and that would have sure made it a lot better. But so I'm gonna go ahead and attempt this and see what happens. Now what I got is bought 2 pieces of Kydex, and hold on a second, I gotta pop this one. So I bought 2 pieces of Kydex. On the back one here, I just cut a piece of it off. You can see what I cut off. So I cut that piece off of the larger piece of Kydex, and I'm gonna put it on here, and then you have to take a heat gun and mold it until it becomes pliable. This stuff becomes real pliable, and you have to keep doing that until it molds it right down over the keel there. Then on this other one, kind of cut it at an angle here, where I'm gonna put it here, and then the big part is gonna go down here towards the front of the kayak, and this other part's going to go up here toward the back of the kayak. Reason being is this kind of gets wider as it goes down on both sides, and I want the wide part so I have enough room to kind of get it all on there. So the first thing you got to do is just rough it up a little bit, get some of these gouges out as best I can, and then we will proceed from there. I'm also just going to kind of rough it up a little bit down through here, give it a little something to stick to. What I'm mainly trying to do is just kind of soften those gouges up a little bit. So I got this little instant detailer stuff. I'm just gonna get that dust off of there. So I have a good grip. Alright, so this Kydex has got a rough side and a smooth side. So I'm going to put the smooth side down because for number one, I think that the double-sided tape, once you get it molded, you have to put double-sided tape in there and stick it to it, and I think that this smooth side will be better for sticking down there, and I think that this rough side will be better for the actual working part of the Keel Guard, because it's a little rough. But I'm just going to take, if this works, I'm just going to take a piece of, try to center it, and just take me a piece of painter's tape, try to get it to where it at least hold it in place a little bit. Didn't get it far enough down. There we go. Maybe this will hold it in place a little bit while I'm trying to work with it. So, got to get the heat gun now and start molding it. And if anybody's going to do this, I highly recommend a pair of gloves, because this I know this Kydex is going to get hot, and I gotta touch it whenever I'm trying to mold it. So let's see what happens. I think a real important thing too is just to keep the gun moving, because both of these are plastic and you don't want to do anything that's going to affect the kayak. The other thing was, the guy that I watched do it, he had a thinner piece of Kydex, and it didn't take him long to for it to fold. Now I've got a thicker piece here. I wanted something that was going to afford me a little more protection, so I went with the thicker piece. But you can tell it's softening up a little bit, but you just got to keep doing this until it starts folding over, laying down. And I would just play around with it if you're going to do it, and see what, how far you want to get from it, or how close you want to hold to it. I'm just keeping it about 4 inches from it. Then as I'm heating it, I'm holding it down and letting it cool, and that way it retains the shape that I'm trying to fit it around. Takes a lot of patience, but you don't want to rush it. So I'm just kind of holding it down here now and letting it cool a little bit, and that way it'll stay put. So this is what it looks like after it's molded, if it's good on there. So now time to start the front. Alright, you see, well, this one's a little more tricky because I had the curvature of the bow coming down. So one thing I don't want to do is get any wrinkles in the middle of it. And I've only got this to tape to, so it's not like it up there at the back. It's just set right down over it, and I can just heat it up here. I have this bend to contend with, and you know, got to work my way up. Yeah, so nothing to it but to do it, and we'll see what happens. Okay guys, well, that's the front and the back molded. I tell you, I had some problems with this front due to the curvature of this keel on the bow here. But what I ended up doing was I was trying to come too far down with it. I don't need any protection down here. Right here is the drag point. So I was trying to come too far down with it, and I couldn't get that bend right there to work. So I had this was what was originally on there. That's way too much. So I cut off all of this. Cut off all this. And finally, after a couple of hours, was able to get it on there, and it molded nice to it. But yeah, it's a nice mold, but it this part was tricky. But we got it molded now. So the next thing that we have to do is put the double-sided tape on this one and the other one. So let's get with that. So I decided to bring this up on the porch underneath this porch fan because it is miserable hot again. So I'm gonna bring this up here and sit underneath the fan, get some relief from that sun and that heat. Let's see now. I'm gonna measure that here. And by the way, this is 1/2 inch 3M double-sided tape. Yep. One of them done. All right, second one done. Let's go back out here and see if it works. Okay, let's peel and stick. Maybe. Okay, YouTube, public service announcement. This 3M tape, it's a VHB 3M double-sided tape. Alright, I just spent about 20-25 minutes getting this off, this red part off, peeling it. Yeah, about 20-25 minutes. If you're going to be using this for something that you really need to stick, this is the tape for you. If you're using something that you want that's easy to work with, and maybe you don't need it to stick like this, then I would say look elsewhere, because this is a real pain to get started on these ends right here. It sticks to itself. What I had to end up doing was taking my pocket knife, real sharp pocket knife, and getting right here at the corner and piercing the film. And then once I got the film pierced, I could kind of work it up from the edge. But if you're looking for something that's easy to work with, this ain't gonna be it. But having said that, now you know. So peel these off. Alright, so yeah, mash these edges down a little bit. And let's see how she sticks. If it sticks like it does to that red backing, then we are going to be golden. Now, yeah, that's stuck. It's stuck real good. Okay, now I got to get the other one. I hope that one's gonna take me another 20 minutes, but we'll see. 1 hour later. Well guys, final verdict on this tape. I'm glad I used it for this application because I don't believe this is ever going anywhere unless you take it off yourself, you know, because this tape is massively sticky. But I would not want to use it for everyday common use because it's just so hard to work with. But if y'all have any hacks on how to remove the backing on this particular tape, how about mention that in the comments, because I'd love to use it, because there's just no doubt it's the stickiest tape I've ever seen. So if you guys know how to get that peeling off of there any easier, let me know. So here goes. Well, that's on there. Protecting the guard. And yeah. So that's good. Now, the last step is just to come along and silicone along all the edges so that no water can get in there. So let's do that. Okay, now to get it silicone, and I really want to put a good bit of silicone on it, because if I don't, when water gets up in there, it's going to ruin everything that I've done. And I don't want that, for sure. So I'm gonna run me a good bead of silicone around it. Okay, that will do it. Got it all siliconed up, and I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. So it's on there good. I have it to do what I need it to do, just protect my keel. So I'm right happy with the way that turned out. Well, that about does it, YouTube. If you liked the video, you thought it was informative or entertaining, how about hit that like button for me? If you're so inclined, hit the subscribe button. And as always, until next time, be kind to each other. It don't cost a thing. And we'll see you next time. Bye.